Danny Flexon here for SecondsOut. Delighted to be joined by my good friend Hamzah Sheeraz. Still unbeaten, I believe, since we last spoke. I don't think you had a fight since we last spoke, but we'll forget about that bit. Liam Williams kind of came out of blue, but makes perfect sense. You agree, matchmaking-wise?
Yeah, no, for sure. I was saying earlier, it's one of the easiest fights that's ever been made in my career. Within 24 hours, it was signed, sealed, and delivered, and just like that. So credit to his team for making it so easy to happen, and that's it. It just goes to show what we're about. We want to put bums on seats and make these big fights happen.
Now, Liam Williams, former world title challenger, European champion, fought at a higher level than you have so far. But when the odds come out, they may have already come out, I would expect you to be the favourite. Can you understand why?
Yeah, I can because I'm the younger, fresher blood, and I've had that trajectory and that momentum. But at the same time, you can't write him off, not at all. You can't write him off at all. If you look at it in terms of what he's achieved, like you said, he's achieved a lot more than me in the sport, so I can't really stand here and talk shit on his name. It'd be silly of me to do so. And also, I can't take this fight lightly at all. It's the hardest fight of my career for sure, without a doubt. But one I'm going to cherish, and one I should pass with flying colours, hopefully.
Is this a fight you've chased? Because I imagine Liam, with his name value, there'll be a lot of prospects and contenders in your position that would have liked that fight.
No, it wasn't one that we chased, but then as soon as the name got mentioned, it was like, okay, cool, this is a good fight. Like I said, it could have been a name, one of these foreigners brought him over, beat him, and that was it. He would have stayed relevant. But so, like I said, boxing, because you've got this influence of boxing happening now, you need good fights happening, honest fights, good fights, fights that people are actually going to buy tickets to. And not necessarily my fans, just randoms who know boxing and think, yeah, that's a good fight, I'm going to go there and I'm going to watch it. So it's one of them ones, really.
How much can you take from Liam's fight with Chris Eubank Jr? Because it's one that's going to be referenced a lot in the build-up.
I can't take much from it at all. Because you look at me and look at Chris Eubank Jr, two completely different fighters. Chris Eubank Jr ain't really the best of boxers, to be fair. He can fight all day long, but he's not the best of boxers. And yeah, we can't really compare. Oh, none of the fights, to be fair. Like, even if the shoe's on the other foot and you ask Liam about me, you can't really compare. You can't really compare because there's not been no similar styles. And whenever people come to fight me, they always come on their A game for sure as well, because they want to rip up that pretty boy, golden boy, Frank Warren look, and they want to kind of put a stop to it.
What did you make of the fight with Eubank? I know you can't go by that necessarily, but it is his last major fight. I know he's had a tick over since then. What did you make of how it panned out?
The first 6 was obviously all in Chris Eubank's favour, and the second 6, yeah, he come alive. He come alive and he pushed the pace, and it just shows he made that. It was a bit late, but he made that adaptation. And that's what great fighters do at the end of the day. So this is what makes this fight an intriguing fight. There's people who are thinking it's too much of a step up for Hamzah. People are thinking it's a Liam Williams who's past it now. But the good thing is he's had a full camp. And God willing, inshallah, I do beat him in good fashion. I should get the full credit I deserve for it.
One thing Eubank got criticised for in that fight was taking his foot off the gas after having Williams down early. If you manage to get that early success, what can we expect to happen from there?
I'll hopefully take him out. I've got to be smart about it. I can't be rushing in because he's a puncher. I can't rush in and do what I did against the Argentinian and get put down myself. Just got to be smart about it. I definitely won't do what Eubank done and ferry around for the rest of the 8-9 rounds, whatever it was. I'll go out there and definitely try to take it to him and take him out of there.
How much, you're already confident in your own ability, but how much extra reassurance did you get from the win over in Poland against Mitrofanov? Not only that he was a good fighter, but on away turf, you didn't have it all in your favour, you weren't the house fighter.
Now, you know what it is, I kind of enjoyed that whole experience because you get so used to fighting in London and everything's in your favour. You're the golden child, the promoter's golden child. This was that you're on the other foot. I was the champion. You're the opponent. They get funny about the gloves. They get funny about the weight. So all these things were happening. And as much as it was annoying, I kind of enjoyed it. I know it sounds a bit silly, but it was. At least I can say I've ticked that box and I've been there and I've done it. But this is a whole different experience to that. It's two fighters who he used to be Frank's. He used to be with Frank as well. He's been to the top with Frank as well. So we're both used to it, and now it's like I said, it's about who's the better man on the night.
Now, in recent fights, you've looked at a completely different animal from the guy who laboured, struggled, whatever term you want to use, against Bradley Skeet. How much of that's down to the experience and the development? How much of it's down to the move up in weight?
It's down to the move up in weight, and it's down to that whole experience of that fight as well. Because I said, sometimes you get so used to winning and you get so comfortable, you forget about the basics. And that's what I've done. As simple as that's what I've done. And the weight, at the same time, it was too hard to make the weight. So it wasn't a good combination. It was a recipe for disaster, to be fair. But yeah, I realised that too late in the camp for even me to not take the fight or whatnot, so I had to get along with it. And it was a blessing in disguise. I moved up to 160. Like I said, my performances since then have been getting better and better, and hopefully come December the 2nd, be the best one yet.
You train over in the US, of course, under Ricky Funes. It's working out really well so far. I think you're flying back today, getting straight back into it. How would you assess the quality of training, but more importantly, sparring in the US compared to what you were having here?
You know, it's you get good sparring there because you mix it up with all the top boys, but at the same time, you don't want too much of that because it drains you as a fighter. You end up leaving your best rounds in the gym than you would do in the fight. So it's all about finding that perfect balance of getting the good rounds in, but then at the same time getting learning rounds in. So I've started to understand that as I'm progressing throughout my career. And when you watch the Mayweathers and whatnot, they're always sparring. They have their hard spars, but then more time they're learning. They're practicing certain things which you allowed it to do in sparring, which they do in the fight. So it's just about finding that perfect combination and understanding the sport of boxing as I progress in my career.
How are you adjusting to the lifestyle over there, being away from some of your family and stuff like that as well?
It's all right because they understand the sacrifice. And if I dwell on it too much, I think I end up getting depressed out there and catching a flight home and just sitting on the sofa watching movies and eating crisps. Do you know what I mean? At home and enjoying the comforts of my own home. But I just stay focused, don't think about it too much, enjoy family time after the fight. And yeah, hopefully by the time I retire, I would have made a better life for my family and friends for sure. So that's what sacrifice is all about at the end of the day.
You talked about sitting on the sofa watching movies and crisps, but Saturday night, the main focus of a lot of fans out there, I'm not going to say boxing fans necessarily, will be KSI and Tommy Fury. You rolled your eyes already, which gives an indication, but is it something you're planning to watch from the US?
I'll tune in on the highlights. I won't buy pay-per-view, no way, but I was chatting about it earlier. If you asked me a few months ago, I'd say it's great for boxing. But at the same time, but now I'm looking at it more, it's kind of taking the originality and the true principles of professional boxing, where two gentlemen go in the ring, they're fighting for a purpose, they're fighting to put food on their family's plate, shaking hands, and that's it. They carry on about the days and progress in their careers. But now it's like that whole WWE aspect, selling it, maximising money, which I'm not saying it's a bad thing, because at the end of the day, you got to pay, you got bills to pay. But it's definitely giving a false sense of security to the new people who are coming into boxing, thinking, oh, if them two ain't talking shit about each other, it's going to be a shit fight. But really and truly, they're normally the fights that are the ones that go down in the history books.
You have to wait and see what your press conference is like, because there might be a bit of shit talk. I've seen some of Liam's press conferences before, so. But yeah, so you watch the highlights, but it's not something you're a massive fan of particularly. Nah,
not at all. But like I said, I'm not discrediting none of them. They're basically robbing the bank, aren't they? Simple as. In broad daylight as well.
Can we learn anything from it, not in terms of in the ring, but in terms of building a profile?
Marketing, yeah, no, 1,000,000%. You can learn about marketing, different ways of hosting media workouts, interviews, and just little things. I suppose you can learn from anyone, to be fair, and you can learn from anything. So if you want to take the good from the bad, you can definitely learn how to market more successfully and more out there, if you know what I mean.
Well, let's see if you can pass some of that on to Frank Warren when he gets it. All right, well, really appreciate it, mate, and best of luck on the 2nd.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.